Hey gardeners, want to maximize your summer garden space and grow pole beans that'll give you a bumper crop? Stick around because today, we're diving into how you can grow these fast-growing, high-yield beans with the power of vertical gardening. Let's get started. Alright, summer's here, and if you're looking for a way to grow more without taking up too much room, then growing pole beans vertically is the way to go. Trust me, this is the method you need, especially if you've been struggling with limited space or if you just want a garden that's super productive. We're going to cover everything today, from setting up your vertical garden to harvesting your beans, and I'll show you how easy and fun this can be. So stick with me, this will be worth it. Let's kick things off by talking about why pole beans are the perfect plant for vertical gardening. First up, unlike bush beans which spread out and take up space, pole beans grow tall, they climb upwards. This means you're using your vertical space, not your horizontal space, which is a huge win if you've got a small garden. Imagine this: more beans, less space. Sounds pretty great, right? Pole beans grow faster and taller than bush beans, and they produce higher yields. Plus, they're less prone to diseases because they're off the ground. That also means you won't be battling pests as much. On top of all that, pole beans are super fun to grow. Watching them climb up a trellis or string is pretty satisfying. Vertical gardening itself is a game changer. It's perfect for small yards, balconies, or anyone wanting to get the most out of limited space. When you grow beans vertically, they stay organized and compact, just what we need for efficient gardening. Now let's talk about how to set up your vertical garden. The first thing you'll need is a sturdy structure for your pole beans to climb. It could be a trellis, a fence, or even something simple like some string tied between stakes. The important thing is that it needs to be strong enough to support the beans as they grow. Beans can get pretty heavy once they start producing, so make sure your structure is solid. Here's a simple setup. Space your stakes about 3 feet apart and tie the string tightly between them. This is an easy way to give your beans something to climb. If you want something a little taller, go for a classic wooden trellis. I'd recommend a height of 6 to 8 feet. This way your beans can really stretch their legs. Now let's talk about planting. Plant your beans about 2 inches deep and space them around 4 inches apart. They love the sun, so find a spot that gets at least 6 hours of direct sunlight every day. The soil needs to be rich and well draining. Beans don't like their roots sitting in water. If your soil is on the heavy side, mix in some compost to improve drainage. Pro tip: always plant your beans next to your support structure so they can start climbing as soon as they start sprouting. Now let's talk about how to take care of your pole beans once they're planted. Watering is super important. Beans like consistent moisture but not too much. You want the soil to be moist but not soggy. A good rule of thumb is to water deeply but allow the soil to dry out slightly between waterings. Check the soil by sticking your finger into the ground. If it feels dry up to an inch or so deep, it's time to water. If it's still moist, you can hold off. This will help prevent overwatering, which can cause problems like root rot. Beans need at least 6 hours of sunlight each day, so make sure your garden spot gets plenty of sun. If you're dealing with a hot climate, some afternoon shade can be a lifesaver. Beans can get wilty in intense heat, so shade in the afternoon helps keep them happy. Also, make sure to support your beans as they grow. If they start to lean or wander, gently guide them toward your trellis or string. Soft ties or plant clips can help hold the vines in place. You want to give them a little help, especially as they grow taller. Don't forget about pests. Keep an eye out for aphids, beetles, or any other critters that might try to take a bite out of your beans. If you see pests, treat them with an organic pesticide or a simple mixture of water and soap, and remember to clean up any dead leaves or debris around your plants to reduce pest habitats. Alright, now for the fun part, harvesting. So, when do you know your beans are ready? Typically, pole beans will be ready for harvest about 60 to 70 days after planting, depending on the variety. Look for the beans to be plump and firm, and snap them off easily from the vine. If you want fresh beans for eating, harvest them when they're still tender. If you're saving beans for later, let them mature on the vine until they're fully dried. For dried beans, let them air dry in a cool, dry space for about a week. Now once you've harvested your beans, it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Whether you're making a stir-fry, tossing them in a salad, or just steaming them for a quick snack, there's nothing better than fresh, homegrown beans. So there you have it. Growing pole beans vertically is a fantastic way to maximize your garden space while getting a high yield. It's simple, space-efficient, and with just a little care, you'll have beans growing up, and away all summer long. Remember to plant in well-drained soil, water consistently, give them plenty of sunlight, and keep an eye out for pests. By following these steps, you'll be harvesting your own fresh, homegrown pole beans in no time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe for more gardening tips, and drop any questions or thoughts in the comments below. Happy gardening! Visual upbeat music fades out. Use stock videos that's gardening and planting. Make the background music nature sounds, gentle acoustic instrumentals, soft ambient electronic music, and lively upbeat music.